Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another lesson today of Python beginners course. And today we shall be discussing the for loop. The for loop. Let's try and break it down. The for loop. Now, like I said in the previous lesson, the last lesson, in the while loop, I said loop simply means to repeat, set something in repeat, make it repeat. Yes, that is, go over a condition repeatedly again and again. So, for as long as this condition is true, then repeat it, do it again, do it again. Now, what makes the for loop different, a little bit different from the while loop, is that the for loop is used to iterate over an item. The for loop is used to iterate over an item. Now, another word, what do I mean by iterate? When you say iterate simply means going over item individually. Now, let's take for instance in a class. Let's say you are in a class, let's say year 9 or high school class 1, and in your class you are 20 in numbers. Now, you can be addressed as year 1, high school year 1 students. But when the teacher wants to share the report card or the report sheet, she or he needs to refer to individual, needs to call individual. The process of the teacher calling Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, Mr. D is what we refer to as iteration, and that is exactly what the for loop does. Now, how do we make use of the for loop? We make use of the for loop by number one, we can use the for loop to iterate over a list. We can use it to iterate over sets. We can use it to iterate over tuple. We can use it to iterate over dictionary. We can even use it to iterate over a string of character. Yes, the for loop can do that. So now let's route into action using the student illustration. So let's say we have the student's name, or let's class, we call it class one, class one. Okay, class one student name. Yes, I like to use descriptive variable name. Descriptive variable name, regardless of how long it is. I like to use descriptive variable names that when you look at the variable name, you can easily identify what the variable is doing. So class one's name, so I'll say number one, let's say John. Oh, why is it? Okay, okay, I say John. Ade, comma, Sharon, comma, Angel, comma, and Paul. So it's okay like that. Now we now want to make use of the for loop to iterate to call individual member of this list. So to do that, we use the keyword for. For what? Let's say for name, for name, for name in word. That's the name that the for loop come with come in pair for in so in what, in class, in class one student name. So it's a conditional statement as well, so we need to include that. So for name in class one, print name, print name. So if we run it, let's see what the result is. Now, let me quickly do a breakdown of what happened here. So, for name in class 1, now, name is serving as a temporary variable that goes into this list of class 1 student name, then gets each of the name and prints it out because we said print name. Print name, it goes into the class 1 student name, gets the name available there or the item available in it and print it out. Because it's a loop, it needs to repeat the step again, goes further, get the next one and prints it out. Goes further, get the next one and print it out. Goes further, gets the next one and print it out. So that is the process. It's a loop. And when it is over, when this list in this list only, that's it. So and when it is over, it stops. It stops. Then process finish with exit code 0. That is it. So another there are other keywords we can quickly make use in the for loop as well. We can also make use of the break. Let's say if name is equals to, now you get that using name is it here simply means that this name is serving as a temporary variable, as a storage that whenever you go in, and if name is now equals to Sharon, whenever you get Sharon, if name is equals to Sharon, yeah, we want it to do something. We want it to break. So let's try that and run it. Now, it goes in and do what? Get John, got Ade, and when the name is now Sharon, when it goes to Sharon, we ask it to break. If name is equals to Sharon, break. So stop at Sharon. The moment that is, the teacher is only interested in student before Sharon. So break. Another thing we can do, another keyword is a continue statement. Continue. You can also make use of the continue statement. Continue statement as well. What does it do? What it does is a little bit different from break is that when it gets to Sharon, it spew over, it jumps over Sharon and go to the next one and print them out. That is it. So ignore Sharon and continue with others. That is it. So you will see the effect and the usage of this certain code very soon. So let's proceed. Also, we have the range. Range, we also have range in the for loop. Now, what if we want to make use of range? How do we do that? Let me erase this and come in. So, to make use of range, we can use range to print, that is to print a loop or to loop through a code in a number of specific times, to look through code in the specific number of time. That is it. Like let's say for x in range. So range is a keyword of function. So for range for x in range what? That is 10. For x in range 10. So we load. Now what do we want it to do? Print print x. Print x. So run it. So that is it. So it prints x for us. It goes in from, that is, let's see where it started from. That is 0 to what? To 9. So it printed 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 9, excluding 10. So therefore, if we intend to print 10, say 11, so it prints 10 inclusive. That is it. So what if I want to print? Okay, now let me quickly do this small manipulation. And what is that? We if you want to use it to print numbers, like you want to print divisible by 5, probably divisible numbers divisible by 5. So there's a range of 5 uh, comma 100. Let's see. So that oh, okay. Oh no no. Oh this. Oh sorry. 5 to 100. Sorry, specifying the number you want to be 5 to 100. That is, you're specifying the number where you want it to start from to end. So now divisible by 5, I said comma 5. Jump. So let me start from 1 here. Yes, let me start from 1. Let's say, let me start from, let's see. So, so I want it to start from 0. So it jumps 5 steps. That's it. It will always jump 5 steps. From 0, start from 0 to 100 and always jump 5 steps. 5 steps. Number of steps I want it to join. So if I want it to jump, always jump 2 steps. So I'll say divisible by that's 2. So technically, I just printed even number. That's the scope. I just printed even number. A simple scope that you can use to manipulate search. So if you want to print prime number, you can simply say jump 3. Maybe jump 3. If I'm right, that's just a prime number, or multiples of 3. Let me put it that way. Multiples of 3. So that is the scope there. So let's do this example. It says write a program to calculate the total cost of item, the total cost of items. Now, we want to write a program to calculate the total cost of item. What are the items, or what are the, what's it called? What are the prices of each item? So let's say we have price equals price equals 15 comma 80 comma 47 comma 89 comma 90. So let's assume these are the prices of each, these are the price of each item. So now we want to now iterate over. But what do we want to do? We want to find the total cost. It's very simple by saying, since we are in for loop, we can just, so for item in price. All right, for items and price. So what do we want to do? We want you to now get item number 1. After getting item number 1, store it. Go ahead and get item number 2. After getting item number 2, get item number 3. So to do that, we need to create a place where it will always be stored while getting the item. So let's call this total. Let's call this total equals, let's set it to 0 since we are doing addition. So if it is multiplication, you know you make use of the 1, probably 1. So let's say total there's our increment sign. We've done this in the previous lesson. So increment, that is, we want to increase total by what? By item. That is whatever you get in item. So increase it by item. So always increase it by item. That is plus it. Plus it. So it can, this simply means what I have here simply means equals to total plus item. That is it. That is what you have in total plus whatever you get in item. So whenever it gets 15, it keeps it in item plus 0. Then it goes again, item equals 80. Now total is now what? 15. Lost it again, goes again. So now we want to display it now, if I say print here, if I say print total. Now, what it will do for me is that because it's a loop, whenever it goes in, add, get this addition, it prints it out here. It prints it out immediately inside this place. Then gives the result and go back again, gives the result and go back again. Let's try it out and see what we have. That is it. So it first at first it got 15, went again, item got 80, plus 15 now gives us 95, and so on and so forth. Now, I don't want it to give me this as a list of for value or item or price now. So what I want it to do is to give me the final result. So I get it out of the loop. So it won't loop over it. So that is it. That is how to get the final result. Also, we have what we call the range. Oh, sorry, we have the nested loop. Nested loop. Nested. Nested. Here, the nested for loop. Nested for loop. Now, what does that mean? When you hear the word nested in programming, it simply means having a loop inside a loop or having something inside another. So now to do that, what we do is we want to create. Now we want to make use of the nested loop to create something like our coordinate. Where we have the x-axis and the y-axis the way it used to display. So now to do that, let me quickly do this. So we declare some variables. We call direction equals, so direction we always have x-axis and y-axis. So let's set it into a list and say x, and we have this and set this into y. So y, so x-axis and the y-axis. Now also we need values for the x and the y-axis. So to do that, we can set, let's create a variable for it to make it simple. So value equals, now let's make the value a kind of range. Range, let's say range 2. Range 2, that is 0 to 2. So now, so for now we want to get the item in direction first. To get the item in direction, we say for xy in direction. For xy in direction, that's number one. After getting the item in direction, we also need to get the item in value. So we can also say for coordinates, or yes, that's a coordinates of, let me call this for number in value, for number in value. Now, what do we want to do? We want them to come together. So when we are getting the value in direction, we want it to combine with the value in. So I'll do this. I'll go ahead up here and declare a variable. Let me call it coordinate. Coordinates. So coordinates equals, so I'll make it an open string. So in order to get where our values will be stored. So let's coordinate now. Let's coordinate equals to, let's coordinate equals to. So what we want to do is whatever you get inside the direction, bring it together with, what's it called? Bring it together with the y, combine it with value. So we say coordinate equals x, so that is xy, comma value, no, comma number, xy comma number. So that is it. So it's a print because we want you to print the process. Each time it gets it, it should print it. So set it inside the, the, the nested for loop. We put it inside the nested for loop because we want it to always print. Whenever it gets here, you should print it, go back in, follow the process and print it out. So that's why we set it inside. So that is it. That is it. So that is how we can go about that as well. Now, I would like to give you an exercise to do here. I'd like to give an exercise to do here. So the exercise is you write a program. So let me just show it to you. Write a program. Write a write a program to find the largest number, the largest number in the list. Yeah. So you can so I want you to attempt this question. Write a program to find the largest number in the list. Now, if you have the list to be number equals and list, you have 3, comma 8, comma 9, comma 10, comma 2, comma 7, comma 1. So let's leave it at that. So that's the list. So you have this list. So find the largest number in this list. So let's see what's how you can do that. So feel free to ask questions in the comment section and